This is about as hard as it's going to get for today. So let's take a look. This kind of goes back to what you learned yesterday. So I'll do one with you, and the day before I'll do one with you so you can kind of get a refresher. Start by splitting up my parts. And I'm not going to write this one out like I have been, but you're more than welcome to. But I know that my greatest common factor is 3x. And I'm sorry, but there should be an x right there. So this leaves me 4x plus 1. And I take my second factor. And because it's negative 8, I'm going to write a negative, and my common factor is 2. So when I divide out by 2, I get 4x, oh, it's a negative 2 and a negative 2, plus 1. Remember, I need the same thing in parentheses. And I'll go back one step really quickly. Remember that when you took out the greatest common factor here, you need to divide by the greatest common factor and divide by the greatest common factor. And that's where I got the 4x plus 1 below. Alright, so now I'm going to split up my two groups again. It's group, factor, group, factor. So what do these two have in common? 4x plus 1. And you mark it out. What are you left with? 3x minus 2. And from here, it's what you did at the beginning of class. I set my first factor equal to 0. I set my second factor equal to 0. And from here, just solve. I'm sure you can do it on your own. So minus 1, 4x equals negative 1. Divide by 4, x equals negative 1/4. I'm not going to speak through this one. You work through it on your own, and I'll work through it, and then you look up and see if you got the same answer. I hope you got x equals 2/3. Remember, we're not finished until we write that solution set. Negative 1/4, comma, 2/3. And our last one for today, because you're going to do the next two all by yourself. I take my first group, and I find what's common. X, and I divide by x to leave me x. I divide by x to leave me 4. I take my second group. What's common? 2. I divide by 2. X. I divide by 2 plus 4. I set that equal to 0. What do I do next? I group and I group. See what's common. I see what's common as 4x plus 4, what's in parentheses. I take it out. It leaves me x plus 2. Remember, factor, group, factor, or group, factor, group, and factor again. Now, set your first factor equal to 0. Set your second factor equal to 0. And this one isn't too difficult to solve. Subtract 4 from both sides. X equals negative 4. Subtract 2 from both sides over here. X equals negative 2. However, don't forget your solution. Alright, the next two you have all on your own, and then please go see Miss Losnack.